Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. It is your girl, Miss Honey, here to do a Season 4, Episode 3 review for Greenleaf. This episode is entitled Visions and Dreams. Okay? Let's walk through this because this episode, I had a lot of high highs and a lot of low lows. Okay, because I'm very emotional about how this series opened up, which was the death of Faith, the sister we never got a chance to see, and how all of that came about. So I have always carried the notion of Faith and her tragic story in my heart, and I hold some people accountable. Okay, and so those were some of the low lows for this episode. But we're gonna get into all that. I want to welcome all my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much who love my reviews and decided you wanted to become one of the honeybees, a member of the tribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. Of course, all of my riders. I don't know if I want to say riders, all my honeybees. Honeybees. You know, you guys who are in those comments, they've just been rocking with me since Underground. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you're new to my channel, you're looking for a great place to get your reviews, detailed reviews, hit that subscription button. Don't forget the notification bell. I don't have a lot of videos out there. Check my playlist, okay? So you want that notification bell on because you want to know when your girl has dropped a new video, right? Don't forget the thumbs up. Y'all know I'm country. Y'all know I love it when y'all hail me. And you hail me by giving me that thumbs up. That's like saying, hey, Miss Honey. Okay, don't forget now. Don't forget. And, of course, let's talk about the comments down below. I'm still answering comments from previous videos that I have done. So, trust me when I tell you I will answer your comments. Okay? All right, let's get into it. Now, we're going to talk about Grace and May, who was a huge, both of them, part of this episode. But first, let's get to everybody else. First and foremost, what you need to know is that Grace opens the episode getting out of a cab, and she is going up to see AJ. AJ is out of incarceration and in a halfway house, okay? Put a pin in that. Just make a mental note. Now, let's talk about Jacob. Listen, Carissa is not playing with y'all. When Carissa get her mind on something, she really don't care what Jacob have to say. She's gonna do what she wants to do. He's getting his schedule together. Okay, he's got to meet with Dante today. He needs his assistant to get Dante on the phone because Dante likes to be late a lot. Okay, and as his assistant is leaving, in come Carissa, and the assistant tells Carissa they so glad to have Jacob back, you know, as pastor. And Carissa's like, isn't it wonderful? Goes on in, and she was like, guess what? And he was like, what? I got a buyer for the land. What do you mean a buyer for the land? I told you I didn't want to sell the land. No, you said give you a week, and your week was up yesterday. Don't you even want to hear who the buyer is? He was like, who is it? Now, mind you, Jacob last season was the first season we really saw him put his big boy pants on and speak up for himself. He was very authoritative. He was very definitive when he was over at the other church, when he was running his own church. And Carissa had to sort of get to this place where she had to have a little shut mouth grace, you know, because Jacob wasn't hearing it. All right. Now the house didn't have electricity, and it was one thing after another, but still he held his ground beautifully. He's back to being season one, old mealy mouth, old jellyback. Jacob. He rather just shut Carissa up and send her on her way. Whatever that involves is fine. And she is aware of it. She is aware that she will nag and run him down and beat him down verbally and handle him and push him around verbally until he gives. Okay, you tell me no, but me and you both know your girl's gonna get what she wants. Okay, there's land developers, and guess what? They want to pay us double what we paid for it. That's not a sign from God. I don't know what is. And she mounts him in the chair in his office, even though he got a bay of glass windows leading to the outside eye. And mwah, mwah, mwah. Isn't that wonderful? And Jacob is like, oh. Yeah, she comes in like a whirlwind, like we doing this. Like I said it, let's get it done. I got an owner, sign right here. And she keeps reminding him, it's my property too. It's my property too. It's my property too. All right. Would you please quit saying that? No, I'm not going to quit saying that. Okay. That is the bat to which I have decided to beat you upside your head with every time you tell me no about selling this land. Okay. So Jacob decides everything is going on. He going to go over and talk to Bishop. Bishop get good sound advice, and Jacob needs some help. All right, so he goes over and talks to Bishop, and he just tells Bishop flat out, Carissa wants to sell the land. She wants to buy this house. Where's the house? The house is over yonder. Have you seen the house? No. But as soon as I get in the house, she gonna get to talking and carrying on, and I'm gonna say yes to the house just to shut her up. So he knows he's weak. He knows he's got a problem speaking up to Carissa for a bevy of reasons. One, he's just naturally a mama's boy. He has to be told what to do, where to be, how to get it done. Okay, now he operates fine when he gets in the middle of it, but he's a scheduled individual. He's going to always need an assistant, whether it's sitting at a desk outside of his office or he lay next to it at night. This is who he is as an individual, as a person. Okay, and until he can break out of that mold and take control of his own life and his own destiny and his own purpose to which God is calling him to, this is the Jacob we get. Tells his daddy all this, and daddy says, listen. That land is all y'all got. God ain't making no more land, okay? Land is the closest thing you have to faith. It is faith. I'm like, okay, I get where you going with that, but no. Okay, so, and he tells him, you need to, Carissa don't want this house. She don't want to move. Y'all just moved here. What she want is for you to make her your number one priority. You got to love her out of this idea of wanting to sell this land. Okay? Buck up. Okay? And be more present in your wife's life and keep her busy. Make her happy here where you are. And she won't be thinking about moving. And don't sell the land. Jacob's like, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter if he had to talk to Grace, if he had to talk to the Lord. Until he change inside, when he go back to Carissa trumps everything. You know why? Because it beats him down to the point where he's like, you know what, just whatever. So him and Bishop go back inside. They chit-chatting, talking. They see Lady May come down the stairs, and she tell Jacob, you cannot lead remotely. You need to get back to the church. See, Lady May got all her. She can't be there. Bishop can't be there, but she expect Jacob, Charity, and Grace to be there, manning the ship, keeping them abreast. Okay, you can't pastor remotely, but me and your daddy gonna have to pastor remotely since we all up in exile, right? So she sends him on back to the church. Okay, I was like, Jacob, you stay being chastised by one woman or another. If it ain't your wife, it's your mama. If it ain't your mama, it's that doggone Zora with her hot tail. Meanwhile, he late getting back from his mama and daddy house, and Zora done went down to the church. Now, she wasn't scantily clad. She did have a couple of few buttons down, but it was tastefully done. She looked pretty and fresh and all of that, and the skirt was long to the floor. Looked like she was going to a hold down, but that's fine. Whatever, you look fetching. And she gonna diddy bop up in church. Now, she happened to see Charity on her way, baby. And you would think Charity would have had some conversations with her about the things that she had been through, especially since Charity had took her shoes off at the gate. Then she was gonna whip that no account boyfriend that she had come around there and steal her from the property. Y'all remember Charity was going to jump on him for coming out his mouth wrong, right? Okay, but instead of you encouraging her, hey, sis, just forget about this boy. Focus on your education and getting your... No, that's not Charity. Charity tells her, do you, boo? Slaps her 5 and goes on off the fields office. Okay, so Zora goes down and she sees old Dante. Dante comes in and she is like, hey, and he's like, who are you? And you being counseled to by Pastor Jake? She was like, no, I'm his daughter. Oh, okay, you family then, bring it in. She goes and gives him a hug and gets snuggled down in that chest area, and backs up off the hug, and in walks Nikki. And he say, this is Nikki. I call her Nikki. She like my tsunami. You know what I'm saying? Like my thunder, like my rain. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like and Zora was like, I'm confused. I don't understand. Nikki. And Nikki's like, what's up? Like, I seen you all hugged up on my man, right? So they all three go off to get coffee, and Jacob comes in and kind of babies Zora a little bit. She's a little embarrassed about how he kind of handling her a little bit. I mean, it's all sweet, it's all nice. That's her daddy, but still, she want to be treated like an adult. Leave her there with Nikki. Nikki decides, when she learns that Zora lives on the estate and in her own cottage on the estate, she said, oh, bet, cool, let's run around there. Okay, I was like, oh, it must just be right down the lawn. Okay, that's fine, no problem. So she take Nikki over there, and she teach Nikki how to do her baby hair. I was like, first of all Dante kept saying was, Nikki know where everything gonna be on the shade room before it's on the shade room. That's because Nikki is providing the stories to the shade room, Dante. But that's a horse of a different color. All right. Shout out to Beautiful Soul, who has taught me everything I need to know about the blogs. Yeah, Nikki. That's all he could say. Nikki gonna do this. Nikki gonna get my condo together. Nikki, she's smart. Nikki got the sauce and Nikki got the juice. Nikki. Hey, Nikki, right? And when she get Nikki around there to the house, Nikki say, boom, you got your own spot, boom, let's go. And so I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, that's 101. That's 101. You let Nikki take control, darling. You don't do that. But it's fine. It's okay. I get it. Peer pressure. So she get Nikki around there. She teaching Nikki how to do her baby hairs and everything. And Nikki's like, oh, you a boss. You got your own spot. You can teach baby hair 101. Okay. You got all your edges and you know how to keep them tame. Okay. And Zora's like, oh, okay, not used to a lot of compliments. Why, girl? You got the sauce, you got the juice. And she was like, yeah, well, my ex was, was kind of tricky. And she was like, he was holding you back. He wasn't giving you compliments and whatnot. And she was like, nah, I'm kind of not used to it. She was like, yeah, but you know what? You got away from that dude and you living on your own, like you doing it right now. You really are doing it. And the whole time she's getting a little bit closer and she is pushing up on Zora. Like, all right, Zora, she finna cool, smooth kiss you, girl. She about to kiss you. She about to kiss you, Zora. She about to kiss you. What you gonna do? Okay, and Nikki looked like a top. I'm sorry. She looked like a top. Now, she had a moment there where she was seeming very, very vulnerable and she could have been a bottom, but I'm sorry. When she pushed up on Zora like she did, I mean, she was going in for the sugar. Now, she didn't lean in, but I could feel a trepidatious bit of sugar looming in the air, okay? She is a top. In come Dante. Hey, what y'all doing? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you just gonna walk off and leave me? That's They go on and leave, and Zora's this there. I was like, oh Lord, this gonna be a mess. Now before he leave, he tells Zora, if you want that sticky icky icky, you want that loud, that good good, holla at your boy, since you got your own spot. And Zora's like, I just don't. I was like, yeah, Zora, this the fast lane. You sure you want to get in this fast lane? You sure you want to get in this fast lane? Or you think you want to go get you a little half a piece of education so you can provide for yourself? Huh? So you can be something in life. So you can be with somebody decent in life, hopefully, prayerfully. I don't know. It's not looking good out here for the single ladies, but that's not the point. Okay, so Jacob decides he's going to tell Carissa. Takes her some flowers. He schmoozes her up, kisses her up. I want to make you my number one priority, my number one honey bun. You know, you're saying you my number one, but I got to tell you something. She was like, oh, Lord, I don't want to sell the land. I don't care what you want to do. The phone rings. Okay, he's got to go get the phone. But I'm telling you, Carissa's like, yada, yada, yada. We moving. Okay, on the phone is Lady May calling them down, calling them down to the family room. And she is like, this is what I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to be beholden to all this whoop, the whoop, the whoop, the whoop, the whoop. Either you going to choose to sell this land or you going to lose me. I say let her go, Jacob. Now, either way, you're going to have to sell the land. Either way, you're going to have to sell the land. Either way. All right? You need to start preparing a place. Preparing yourself for Carissa not being in the picture. Because if Carissa turn on you, baby, you ain't got enough fight in you to get yourself out of a paper bag made of toilet tissue. I'm telling you that now. Anyway, let's go on and talk about Charity. Now, Charity, her and the Minister of Music are listening to a song that Bob and Judy have put together as a song of indoctrination. Okay, it is this syrupy, sweet, folkish, Christian rock song that all the churches have to sing every Sunday. All the Hope and Helpless churches sing on Sunday. Okay, it is the worst. It is the worst. It's soul sucking. Charity don't like it. Minister of Music don't like it. He is just not here for it. But Grace has told him nobody talks to Judy unless they go through me. Talk to me first and let me talk to Judy. Okay, but Grace in Phoenix. Okay, so Charity decides she gonna fire off a piece of hate mail over to Judy, and Minister Music said, please don't do that. You're gonna get me in trouble. Let me just talk to Grace first. And she stomps down to go talk to Grace herself. That's when she see Charity, but she also see, that's when she sees Zora, but she also see Corinne. And Corinne, you see my sister? Corinne just tells her she's in Phoenix. What the hell are you doing, Corinne? What the hell are you doing? She is out of town. She is out of town. But see, that's Grace's fault because you wouldn't have made no arrangements for me, Corinne. You talk too doggone much. And if Grace don't know that by now, well, oh well. She get what she get. Okay? Because Phil Dumas don't even have to torture Corinne. Okay? All he got to do is send that black butterfly, old hot puss Charity over there, and you going to tell it all. Okay? Phoenix? Well, what is she doing in Phoenix? Can I help you, Charity? I don't, if you seen Phil Fields down in the office with Misty Williams. Misty Williams? She toodaloos on down now. Okay, now he's still in the office, so she head back to her office, and she decides she gonna fire off the email no matter what. She sends the email on off. Later on, she in there writing on the books and all of the, getting the paperwork all together. Phil come in and want to know what the heck did you do? Why would you send Judy that email? Why would you tell her that? Now this is the song. This is the song of indoctrination and brainwashing we sing at every service. Okay, how we supposed to know that you a part of this cult / business / corporation if y'all don't sing the song? Okay, huh? And Charity's like, I'm not doing it. He's like, yeah, you will do it. Sing the song. I'm not going to do it. It's not right, and I don't like it. And she needed, grow up, Charity. Sing the song. She was like, do you want to be pastor? Well, you'll grow up and sing this song. Okay, she said, well, what's Grace doing in Phoenix? Phoenix? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. You ain't know I've been out here doing my reconnaissance like you told me. Now, don't you feel bad that you talked to me harshly, Phil? Huh? And you didn't know I had something to tell you. Oh, no, what you got is a strong sense of betrayal. Charity, I have had it with you. Now, I done heard other reviews, and I've heard the people in the comments talking about Charity ain't never had nobody there for her. Who Charity been there for? I'll wait. Who Charity been there for? I know you ain't finna say that ex-husband, because she flipped him over cool smooth. Okay? All right? Charity is a taker. She's a taker because she's never had to give. Everything has always been given. Okay? But you getting yourself prime and ready, baby, for old rock bottom, Nova border alone casting out. You gonna be cast down with the sodomites, huh? You gonna be cast down the Lodabar when your family find out how you doing. You already didn't have a leg to stand on because you're flighty and untrustworthy. And not untrustworthy, but you're not dependable. Running around here, running from temper tantrum to temper tantrum. I can't stand it. May and Grace. Now, May done had a dream. She talking to Bishop in the breakfast area. Okay, he getting ready to go get on the rowing machine, and she want to talk to him for a minute. I had a dream last night. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Tell me about your dream. Okay, now he don't take a seat. He's still standing there like, come on, tell me about the dream. So she tells him about how she was in a museum and she hears a blood-curdling scream and she runs into the room and there's a beautiful painting of God there. And has a giant slit down the middle. And you're standing there holding a knife with blood on your hands. And you drop the knife and you look at me. And Bishop's like, okay, this is getting good. What happened next? And she was like, God is telling you must apologize to the church. He's saying confess and lay yourself bare in front of the lay member. Confess. Show them your soft underbelly. This is the step that we must take. Showing this remorse is how one of the steps to getting us the church back. And he was like, look, I tell you what, when God tell me, I'll let you know. Until then, keep your dreams to yourself. And he skedaddles. I was like, man, you a real piece of work. Now, honestly, this is what I'm saying to myself. Okay, I have it in my notes. So let me get this straight. Bishop must confess, but you want Grace to hold the secret about how she came about in conception. We still barely ever talk about faith. Now, Grace bring her up, and Sophia has been reading her memoirs and things of this nature. But we rarely ever talk about Grace. Ever since we bust Mac over the head and worried about heaven later, we haven't really brought up Grace. We haven't brought up none of the girls that Mac assaulted either. But I digress. All of this is at your feet, but we don't hear nothing about it. But you got the nerve to take a dream that you projected onto Bishop. Okay, just another coattail that May is pulling. Okay, that's what she do. She is pulling coattails. Okay, so Corinne calls May. May sitting there doing some light reading. Okay, all right, and Corinne says, I'm sorry, Pastor, for calling you. And Corinne, the fact that you persist so calling me my previous title, even though I'm in a place of complete and utter exile, I really do appreciate it. It makes me feel better. Well, I just wanted to tell you that Mr. Williams was here, okay, and she was looking for Grace high and low. And Grace ain't here. Well, where's Grace? Grace is in Phoenix. Phoenix? I was like, Corinne, tell it. Tell it, Corinne. Put it in the paper, Corinne. Build a billboard, Corinne. Huh? Go around the city with a bullhorn. Let everybody know, Corinne. I'd fire her monkey as soon as I got back. You don't tell all that. You don't tell what's on people's calendar left and right like that. Is you crazy? Can't nobody trust you with nothing, Corinne. I bet you ain't told Grace that May told you to call her and keep her abreast. That Corinne, she a piece of work. Oh, to staple her lips together. Yeah, Misty was upset. She was out of sorts. And since she couldn't get Grace Field tomorrow, scooped her up and took her in the office. And she was in there for a full 2 hours talking to Field Mars. And May's like, oh, she get her hat, her coat, and her best suit and stumble on downstairs. She going to see Misty and Fred. Bishop see on going on the way out and say, hey, where y'all two going to see Misty and Fred? Something is going on. Grace ain't at the church to counsel her, and Phil DeMars got in the way of it, and I need to talk to her and see what's going on and make sure we solidify our place with all members of this congregation, especially board members. Okay, Bishop want to go. She don't want him to go. She was like, fine, get your hat, get your coat, meet me in the car, and you better not be long. Okay, she gets him on riding there and they talking to her, standing there in front of Misty, and Misty. Oh, Misty, tell us what's going on. Oh, Mister, we're just so torn up when we heard, and we just wanted to make sure. She was like, listen, I talked to Phil about it. I don't want to rehash it. And Bishop say, come on now, Misty. Now let us know. You know how we feel about you. Let us know what's going on. Tell us what's going on now. And Misty's like, I really would rather not talk about it. Okay? And so Bishop was like, and May said, you know what? Bishop, why don't you go and bring the car around? Well, what am I going to do out there? Bring the car around. Maybe you can warm it up. It's a bit chilly outside, huh? And like, get. And he was like, be my pleasure, May. So May says, now, Misty, I know you remember the Sermon on the Mount that I taught at Lady May Day. And certainly you know. And she said, May, before you embarrass both of us, I am happy with Phil coming. I'm disappointed that Grace wasn't there and didn't even have the decency to call me. Now, Grace wasn't supposed to meet her till late on that night. Now, she came in early to meet with Grace. Okay, Grace didn't show up. She wasn't gonna show up no way, but that's not the point. The point is, at the time, she didn't know that Grace wasn't gonna be there. They meeting wasn't until late on that night. Now, turns out that her sister, her daughter, or somebody was on drugs. Turned back the pills. They was gonna put her in rehab, and Grace was gonna go with them and talk with them and minister with them and all of that. But I wanted to talk to her first. You know, and she's upset, and she said, I got a half a mind to go to the board and tell them about Grace. Now, if it wasn't for Phil helped me and counseled me. And I'm just upset with how Grace has handled this whole situation. Okay? Now, she knows she owes us her time, her blood, her sweat, her tears. She don't say this, but this is what she means. See, when people give their tithes and offering in large sums, they have a level of expectation that you will be present, that you will be at their beck and call. Okay, if you want those funds to keep coming in, you'll make yourself available. So right now, she is exerting a level of privilege. Okay, a privilege that she has bought and paid for. And May does not stand up for Grace. She does not say Grace is going through something really heavy with her ex-husband. I mean, she doesn't have to tell it, but she doesn't really support Grace either. She doesn't say, I'm sure if Grace has to step away, something is really going on. She says to her, what Grace did was unconscionable. What the hell, May? What the hell? Well, the lady said that's neither here nor there. Misty says, well, the reason why I said that I didn't want to embarrass you and me is because when we voted to go over to Hope and Helplessness, when we voted to take on Hope and Helplessness, it wasn't to get rid of Bishop. It was to get rid of you. Boy, when I tell you that hit May square in the chest, she was stunned. She was dazed and confused, baby. I mean, her head was reeling. Here she has been pitching righteousness, righteousness, upright, righteousness. Okay, we must do these things, and God is no, no, no. Misty said, "Give me all that righteousness." Threw it hard to the ground, stepped on it, set it on fire, and threw it in the river. Okay, I, but why? I've done nothing to you. She said, "It's because of faith." Ah, you hear that, May? That's your past knocking. Okay, it's coming back, huh? You thought you was gonna out righteous your past? You was gonna out righteously run your past? Oh, no, no, no. We believe that that you knew. I know you say you didn't know, but we believe you knew what Matt was doing to Faith and those other girls, and that they was taking that scholarship money and paying them girls off. But I didn't know. Well, I'm sorry. I just don't believe you, May. Huh? May get back down to that car and close that door, and Bishop was like, "Well, I just been sitting out here. You done exiled me to the car. What happened?" And she said, "I don't want to talk about it." She get to that house and she called Grace, baby, and she let Grace have it. Because again, Grace is the fixer. She's the keeper of secrets. She's the fixer. She got the bash Mac over his head and worry about heaven later. She got to get Sophia straight, because she got to hold Sophia together, because Sophia done had to have emergency surgery and now can't have no children. And even in spite of all of that, she also got a son that she ain't told nobody but the Lord about, and now Noah. She got to hold that together. She got to get Charity a job and keep Charity a job. She got to give Jacob constant and persistent instruction, else he will walk around in a circle chasing his own doggone tail, or be led off the edge of a mountain by that doggone Carissa. And she got to hold you up, May, and reassure you, May, and save the church from hope and haplessness. Of course she called Grace. "Grace, what are you doing there?" "I'm handling some stuff." "What's going on with Ray?" "It's complicated, Mama. Did you know that Misty went and talked to Phil, that you stood her up?" "Oh, gosh, I forgot to call her." "I can't believe you, Grace. I want you to when are you coming home?" "I don't know. Friday?" "No, you come home tonight. I want you home immediately." Does Grace say, "Mama, I'm not doing that"? Now you got to do what you got to do. I got to do what I got to do. No. So Bishop comes in and talks to May. May is looking through some slides in the family room. He comes in and talks to May, and May tells him, "Do you think I knew?" "May, you know you didn't know." "Well, the people think that I knew. Is this what happened when you was talking to Misty?" And she goes to lamenting about Faith. "I didn't know. These photos are all I have of her." I was like, is this about the dream, May? I just know. No, the dream wasn't about you, James. It was about me. It was about what I've done. The blood is on my hands. And she's breaking down about all of these bones, okay, that came tumbling out of Misty's mouth, okay? And oddly enough, these are the bones from her own closet. It crushed her. I don't think she knew about the money, maybe, but I refuse to believe that she is going to insist that she didn't know about Faith. She knew about Faith at least from the time that Grace was 18, because Grace left, told her family about what was going on with Grace, and left at 18. This son she got to be 20, 21. So you knew that whole span of time. But okay, let's watch May lay on the altar. Let's watch her stretch herself wide like she is the Christ and she is being crucified. Bull crap. I call bull crap. Huh? The blood is on your hands. Maybe you should go stand before the people. But maybe you should. Maybe you should. Well, he assures her it wasn't your fault. You didn't know. This is, All right. So Grace goes to see AJ. And she gets there and he is just like, what are you doing here? Well, I wanted us to talk. I don't want you here. I just needed your money. I don't understand why you are here. And you don't have to do this. And she was like, well, no, I want to. He's like, no, I don't want you here. Go. He goes on back upstairs. And he tells the people that she not welcome here no more. Well, Grace sits down. She plops herself right on down and she waits for him to come back. And when he does come back, he was like, why are you still here? I just want you to give me a moment and hear me out. And so she tells him the story about, how it all came about, her giving him up for adoption and everything that was going on with when he reached out to her the first time and some of her fears and concerns. And he was just like, and she tells him, no, listen, I understand. I mean, if you just want me to give you money and leave, I will. Okay? But I really, really want to try to make an effort here. I really want to help you try to find a place. Well, there is this place. She said, okay, let's go see it. Yeah, it has a pool. Well, they get there to that place, and it's a very nice place. The lady comes in and said the owner don't mind usually takes a co-signer, but since your son been incarcerated, you know how they do. You know how they do. She was a caucasoid, and since your son, well, And she said, well, can I talk, Grace? Can I talk to the owner? The answer is no. Go back to the halfway house. Okay, and he tells her, I'm not who you think I am. And she's like, what do you mean? And he tells her about how he actually got pinched. Was because he broke into a house to get something to sell to get money for food. Okay, apparently he was homeless. And he said, I got 5 years for being hungry and sleepy. Sleepy? Well, apparently the last house he was robbing, he knew the people was on vacation, so he laid down to take a nap. It was nice to be in a place where it was cool and it was safe. And he could rest in peace. It's a moment. It's a moment because you don't really think about. I know when I come through the city trying to get back to suburbia, there are people with tents under bridges. There are people that just lean up against a light pole and be asleep right there on the side of the road, and you don't think about how hot it must be for them, how itchy it must be for them to be in their own sweat and dirt and it, you know how it is when you ain't bathed in a while. Okay. How you can feel like you got all the world's dirt on you. But imagine also being hungry to boot, or freezing cold to boot, or ailing. Okay? And it's a moment where she tells him, I'm not leaving here till I get you a place that's cool and that's safe and that's quiet. Okay, so he's letting down his guard. He does tell her after she says that. He says, we'll see. So the next day he comes downstairs and he tells her, I think I found a spot that's gonna be cool. We'll go see it. They close to curfew now. We'll go see it tomorrow. Maybe get some sheets and an air mattress and, kind of try to fix it up a little bit. She tells him she got to go on back now because May done called after her and told her to come. And she can't tell her mama no. She cannot put her mama on hold. She's got to do what she's told. She's got to listen to Charity and take Charity's BS. And she's got to babysit Jacob. And she's got to run the church and try to get the church back for her mama and daddy. She got to keep her secret, May's secret. She got Sophia hightailing it up the road. doing God knows what to punish her. So she tells him, I got to get back. He was like, you know what? Get out. Go. Goodbye. I don't want to see you here. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to come back here no more. You ain't got to. I'm going to leave you with some cash, but then I will come back. And no, you ain't got to do that. Don't do that. Don't put yourself out. Don't go out of your way to keep your word to me. Okay? You cast me down. You cast me out. You gave me away. You rejected me when I came back. And here you are once again rejecting me by breaking your word. You see what I mean? I give you a little bit of trust and see what you do with it. Goodbye. Poof, be gone. She goes on back home. I mean, she has not stepped her foot in the door. 5 minutes. Her mama hear her coming in. Grace, is that you? Yes, mama. Come in here. We're in the family room. Meanwhile, Phil DeMar's calling folks and trying to see, has she been by there to see him? Has she done visitation with you? Has she done kept her word to you? He checking on her left and right. See, he want that church. In order for him to get that church, he got to show Grace up. And Grace is making it easy. Okay, but they all sit down in the family room, get the slides together, and Zora's there. Everybody there but Sophia. Charity is there, that old backstabbing, two-faced, double-talking, forked tongue. Anyway, Carissa there. She got Zora laid up on her. Jacob running the slide machine. Grace is standing back watching the slides. And the first slide is Faith. Faith looked like she might have been 11 or 12. I don't know if Mac was hurting her then. But Jacob is apologetic for Faith's photo being the first, and May tells him to leave it. Then she calls for Grace to come sit with me. Grace sits down, and James immediately hugs up Grace and puts her head on his shoulders, and May is just sitting there looking. Oh, so nice to have everyone here together, all together again. See, because when she was talking to Bishop, she was saying them slides all she got of Faith. Faith is gone. Okay? But she got the slides she can hold on to. So now she got everybody there together and Faith on film. It's so nice. And he says, let's move to the next slide. And she says, no, go back. Go back. Let me just have another moment. Okay. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to try to pull on heartstrings. Okay. All right. May, you better come clean. You best to get all the blood off your hands, okay? The same advice you gave Bishop, you must now do. You say the Lord told you, okay, that you must lay yourself out. You must lay yourself out. You need to tell about Grace. You need to tell about Faith. You need to tell about what your daddy did to you. You need to be honest, okay? You need to come clean. All together. Same thing you was telling Bishop, now it's yours. Okay? Now you want us to dilly-dally here with you while you lament over Faith. From the time Gigi was 18 to I don't know how, Faith was running around on drugs. You knew why she was on drugs. You was still entertaining that devil in your home. Had him at your table. He's at your church. He's doing your bidding. You and James. I'm not buying it. Call me cold-hearted. Do whatever you gotta do. But I am not buying it. Okay? I call BS. Grace goes upstairs and gets to her room. Finally, she can take a moment, take a breathe, and she calls AJ. And AJ say, what do you want? She said, I want you to come home. And that is how the episode ends. I was like, Grace, if you don't come through with the truth, especially since you told the truth when you left at 18, and then you came back after Faith was dead to have a measure of justice for Faith in her life and how it was stolen, okay? Now you find out that James is not your daddy, that Bishop is not your daddy, that you got a different daddy. Okay, you got a different cause and calling on your life, and that is to live in the light. That is to tell the truth, to be honest. You don't need to be a liar like your mama and your daddy, your two daddies. You don't need to be a secret keeper. You need to tell it, okay? Just like you did with Sophia, and take that fallout and then walk with your head up. If not, it's going to be a full-on mess, okay? This secret is going to sink the Greenleafs when it comes to hope and helplessness, happiness and hope. These secrets is what's going to sink them. And Phil DeMars, with the help of Charity, is going to be Grace's undoing if she don't come clean. So he don't have nothing on her. Grace, listen to what Miss Honey telling you. Spill it. Tell it. Take your power back. And get this doggone family under control. All right, that is it for me, you guys. Tell me what you think of the episode. Put it down below. And until next time, honeybees. Mwah, 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 mwah.